Tonight, there is a blood moon, a full moon in Pisces. And we're also having a total lunar eclipse. And with that happening, I'm going to do a reading for the water collective. So unlike the other readings that I do, the moon messages that apply specifically to your moon, this one is for the collective. So if you have water in your sun, if you have water in your rising, excuse me, if you have water in your moon, definitely a reading for you. If you have water in maybe some places that you've been particularly focusing on a particular feeling, maybe you have water in your Venus. Maybe you have a watery 7th house. Maybe you have a watery 4th house, watery 6th house. You get the idea. So these are all for the water sign collectives. And I think for the first reading, we will start off with Pisces. So the Piscean collective with this full moon in Pisces, full blood moon. That will experience a lunar eclipse. Let's see, Pisces, what I have for you. I have 9 of Swords with 5 of Cups. Have you been feeling more and more hemmed in, more and more boundaries being placed? There's an hourglass of time that things you would like to achieve or finish up, wrap up, or piling up, or the deadlines are coming close. Something about this energy is being constrained. And in that constrained energy, 4 of Pentacles and 7 of Pentacles. Well, first of all, maintain the space you currently have. If there are deadlines arriving, you still have some space to go and move around. Figure out where are the wiggle rooms for that. That's something to go and consider. But let's go and find out first more about this 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords for Pisces. I have a Knight of Pentacles. Page of Cups. And 8 of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. Bottom of the deck energy. It feels like there's a card behind here. The Moon and Queen of Wands, the Fool. Pisces. This last quarter of the year should be quite transformational for you. feels like it's going to happen more on the tail end of the quarter than necessarily the beginning. Pisces, you're just simply working through the remaining miasma of whatever has been collected in this year. And this energy, too, all of that has been very disjointed, the energy. And it's been disjointed precisely because it's supposed to encourage you not to make amends or work around the uncomfortableness, to prolong whatever situations that you're in. You are meant to move around, and this is only to go and ensure that you're looking at the new, looking at the possible, realizing the innovations that are there rather than anything else. But know that, first of all, this blood moon signals an end to that which has been constraining you. This blood moon also heralds think of it like a door. And that door slowly cracks open and light pours out. And right now, we have the door opening. So therefore, Pisces, my message for you right now with this blood moon and in the lunar eclipse, you have some work ahead of you, Pisces. Pisces, although you may feel constrained, you do have room to move around. You must be methodical about it. You must seek out that which you haven't dealt with before as well. Knocking on the same doors or working with the same people to solve what you'd hope to solve isn't going to happen from that which you know. It's going to happen from that which you create. You must need new contacts or new avenues, new methodologies. The newness is here. A little bit more work is required of you. But rest assured, Pisces, with this this blood moon in Pisces, I would say expect to make completely different tempo. And, the shift that I'm feeling is almost as drastic as that which goes from summer to fall, humidity to frost. And it's not the weather that I'm feeling, but it's an actual shift that's happening for you with this new moon in Pisces, blood moon in Pisces, with this energetic shift that's happening. Cancer. I see I have comments. Yeah, I don't really read the comments when I do my readings. So anyway, thank you for the like. Let's see, Cancer. What is a lunar eclipse? Message right now in the energy. Seven of Swords, Five of Cups. That Five of Cups is kind of sticky. This doesn't want to go anywhere. Five of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups. Well, one could say that Queen of Pentacles with a King of Cups. We could take it literally, but we could also take this as appreciation. Being valued, being supported, being appreciated. Under a Five of Cups, not getting the value and appreciation for your abilities. Almost too in this energy possible. Cancer, it's a little bit of exploitation possible, using you and not appreciating you, not valuing you, just working you. I'll be back in 1 second. I have allergies tonight. Okay. Although I have that many cats, I am actually allergic to cats. So sometimes I get pollen. Anyway, Seven of Swords. That Seven of Swords is clarified by Justice, by Two of Cups, which is Cancerian energy, and Eight of Cups, Piscean energy. Four of Pentacles, World, Hangman. There have been ideas that you have been holding on to. Perhaps as you've been seeking and waiting change, maybe something almost automatically you haven't quite consciously or unconsciously rather let go of. Anyway, Seven of Swords, Justice, Two of Cups, Eight of Cups. There's a shift. A shift perhaps that you wouldn't be inclined to take, a shift that you've been aware of, and a shift that now you are going to see the value of moving towards Cancer. Something before that you would have not been inclined to do, or you would have not seen the value of, you would have not been interested in it. Something now in that genre, or perhaps a place or an opportunity, a person, something now, Cancer, is going to have value for you to work on it or for you to be a part of it. Could be too in this energy before you just never really, you never had the inclination and you never had the need. And let me say, in this energy, it's not a bad thing. It's not like you're putting yourself, you're bargaining with yourself, or you're selling yourself short by having this almost change of perception, change of heart. It's not a bad energy. You're not putting yourself down or putting yourself down for exploitative type of energy. It's just a shift, and now you can accommodate and you can work with, you can properly utilize something that which, let's say, fate decided that you weren't ready to utilize before. You're getting another tool in your arsenal to work with, Cancer. With this energy, I think I will draw a card for each. Justice gets a Page of Swords, Two of Cups gets a Ten of Pentacles, and Eight of Cups gets a King of Wands. Cancer, there's something too in this energy that's coming up, that which will bring you success, that which will provide the vehicle for you to obtain that it is what you really seek. Cancer, you're going to get that by some scrappy innovation, not necessarily the typical path, the typical people, the typical scenarios, the typical setups are going to give you what you want. Instead, it's going to be really things you haven't done before, people you haven't dealt before, situations you haven't experienced before. And it's not like you have to seek it out either in this energy. Those situations and scenarios will come to you. It'll just be your choice whether or not to engage. And there's no detriment to you to engaging. For me to anticipate. And for Scorpio signs, take a little look at Scorpio. For Scorpio, let's see. I have a King of Swords. 4 of Pentacles. Conservative. Perhaps too conservative. Although we are in Virgo season with the Hermit. But Hermit, 4 of Pentacles, with the King of Swords is very conservative energy, very cautious energy, allocating of resources, allocating of energy, not wanting to go into the negative with anything. Very precise. King of Swords. I have Temperance. Eight of Wands, some strong Sagittarius energy, Scorpio. And High Priestess, which is Piscean energy. Knight of Cups, which I actually read my Knights as Scorpio. Well, my Knight of Cups is Scorpio. 2 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, 9 of... Okay. Scorpio, you have somebody who's going to be making their way towards you. You could be in this energy. But it actually feels like it's something that you'll be receiving instead. Only because if you're in this energy, Scorpio, then there must be something that you've had on your mind a long time. Whoever is in this King of Swords energy, there's been something for a very, very long time that this person has been thinking about the pros and cons of making a shift. I'm going to say making a radical shift here with Temperance and 8 of Wands. Temperance, 8 of Wands, and High Priestess. Someone's going to make the deliberate choice, Scorpio, to be very transparent in what it is they want and how they want it. And this person has been waiting for either the chance to say this or to enact this for a while. Scorpio, this is your energy. Has there been, for instance, if I was to use an example in work, has there been, maybe you've been asking or you want to ask about a raise or a promotion, in this sort of energy. This would be a pretty good example. You know, you've been wanting that, you've been waiting for, well, let me make sure some more things are prepared and whatever the situation, the environment is more conducive. And what I have here, Scorpio, if you have been feeling in that sort of energy, or if there's been someone who you've been wanting to talk to and really start, you know, something that you've been not saying because of how it would shift and change things. But now you realize that you have to go and say that. Could be you've been, whatever that conversation could be. But this is now, if this is you in this energy, if you have something like that, that you've been really wanting to address, then now's the time to do so. And Scorpio, if you have nothing like that in your energy, then this energy is coming to you. There's someone, Scorpio, who's been pushing off saying something to you, something that they've been wanting to act on, something that will change the nature of your relationship with them. And that's coming to you. How you deal with it, whether it's a transformational moment or not, is up to you. That's in your energy. Well, those are my water readings. If you appreciate my time and energy, let me know. You can give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, you can let me know. If you have other placements, you could choose these by your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign. You can also check out some of the other readings. I may get to them tonight. I didn't want to do all 12 because I knew I'd be dead. But I might do one more element for the night. I could have the energy for that. Anyway, hello everyone. And thank you for the like. Bye-bye.